Go record. Okay, so it is November 13th, and I am going to teach you guys about the components needed to run an effective, successful challenge group, and how to onboard new challengers, and when and how to talk to them about coaching. Okay, now this is something that is done differently by a lot of different people. So I just want to show you and teach you the way that I have been doing it lately. Now, for those of you like Libby and Kelly Lynn and John Houston and Lisa, who were my challengers a year and a half ago, this is not going to sound familiar to you because I did not do this with you. Okay, so sorry about it. I didn't know what I was doing. Same thing goes with teaching. You know, my first students, my very first year of teaching, I was like, sorry guys, I really sucked then. But my goal is to try to develop a system here of onboarding new challengers that you guys can duplicate. So if I make it simple enough and it's like a very clear set of you need to have these components, then you'll be able to create the same thing. It's just like following a recipe. I am not very good at following a recipe, guys. If you know me, I'm like always adding extra ingredients, and my creation may taste delicious, but it doesn't taste how it was supposed to, and it doesn't look how it was supposed to, and it's really hard for somebody else to try to make the same thing. That was my issue when I started with Beachbody, okay? In this business, it is all about duplication. If you can do it and you can explain to somebody else how they can do the same thing in a simple, easy way, then you're going to be able to have coaches who can do what you do. But when I started with this business, for me, I wanted to make the biggest challenge groups ever with like all these different teams and themes and like these prizes and bring in this person and bring in these like guest speakers. And I loved it and it was fun. But then I turned to my coaches and be like, so you want to do that? And they're like, no, not, I mean, it's like overwhelming, right? That would be way too big, way too much for someone on their own who isn't insane to be able to add on top of another job. So I want to teach you guys basically how you can do this in a simple way while working full time. Like Libby is working nights, raising small children, and in grad school, like deserving of all the awards and presents, all of them.
Way
I
to
want to
go,
show you guys the simplest way to go about this so that you can be successful, and maybe start bringing on some more challengers. So components of a challenge. Like, what do you guys need to run a successful challenge group? I've done this 15 different ways, but what I have found for all of them is that the key is getting them started right. Okay, so if you're going to run an effective challenge, you need to have an onboarding process. I want you to take notes. Like, ready. Take notes. You need to have an onboarding process. So something that you do every single time you start with a new challenger, you need to have a system. And I guess it would make sense for me to teach you what that is first. Okay, so when I onboard a new challenger, every single one of them receives this message. I'm going to put it in the chat. Just kidding. I'm not going to put it in the chat because it's not letting me paste. No, it's not letting me do it. Okay. I'm going to put it in the Fit Crew Coaches group. I'm going to tell you what the steps are. The first one is they get an email. Like right away, they get an email from me, or I have an email series which you guys can use. Can you raise your hand if you have been part of the email series or you've received it, seen what it looks like? Basically, you put your email in and then it sends you an email every day or every other day. That's from me. Okay, so Rachel has done that. Only Rachel, maybe Kristen, I don't know. But all of my new challengers starting out now, they have this email series that I created, and it's from the Fit Crew. It's not just from me. And it gives them information little by little. But if you don't have a program like that, you need to be sending your brand new challengers a welcome email. And I have it is in Fit Crew Coaches File tab. Okay, so you need to send them an email letting them know, like, welcome to our team. Hi, my name's Kirsty. This is how you pronounce my name because it's kind of hard to pronounce if you don't know me in person. And welcome to the challenge. And I'm so excited to work with you. And here's the best way to get a hold of me. And this is how you can change your Shakeology order if you want to. And all the stuff that you guys would have wanted to know on your first day as a challenger, you need to send to them in a welcome email. And we already have templates for that. Okay, so if you have a hard time finding that, let me know and we can get you the template. But everybody needs to get a new email. The second step is I have them set up a 20-minute call with me. I use Zoom. I think it's so much better, especially if you are working with someone that you don't know. It doesn't matter if you know them or if you don't. You don't know this about them. So even if it is a friend or a family member, I still have them set up a call with me. And guys, part of it is because you want them to know you and see you and hear you and feel comfortable communicating with you. But the other part is by getting them on Zoom as a challenger, the transition to them doing that as a coach is so much easier. It's not intimidating at all to collaborate and get on one of these calls if they've done it multiple times as a challenger. Okay, so it's really, really important. You want to set up a call. And in that call, we discuss goals. I ask them what their goals are. And Kelly Lynn, can I use you as an example? Okay, can you take yourself off mute really quick? Okay, so let's say Kelly Lynn, we don't know each other very well. Okay, so can you tell me why you wanted to start this challenge? Like, why are you wanting to do this Operation Get My Body Back challenge?
I want to do this because I looked at that picture of myself the other day that I want to look like again, and I remember feeling that way, or not. I remember taking that picture, and I remember not feeling good about myself when I took that picture. I feel like because I'm working on my mental shift now, I want to get back to where I was, but even better than I was before.
Okay. So that is probably the best answer that like I've ever heard maybe from a challenger. Most people, when they're starting out, with the exception of like maybe Rachel White, most people are not that in tune with themselves or their why. Most people, if you say, what are your goals for this challenge? They're going to say, I want to get skinny. Like, I'm sick of being fat. That is what I get most of the time. And I'm like, you guys know that that's not how I talk. So I'm like, let's like redefine fat, like that's not my jam. But the thing is a lot of people have never really been asked why before. So you're going to hear someone say, I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to lose 60 pounds. And your job in that short period of time, because guess what? It's not a therapy session. They're only going to get a couple things out of this call. You can't teach them everything in one. So your goal is to help them set a realistic goal, and it shouldn't really be focused on weight or weight loss. Okay, you're going to want to teach them. So let's say they want to lose 10 pounds. Let's make it easy. Your next question always is going to be why. Why? So they say, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why? Because I'm like fat right now. Why do you say that? Why 10? Where did you get that number from? Did somebody tell you that you needed to lose that much weight for like medical purposes? Like, how do you feel right now? How do you want to feel? And so you're going to dig really, really deep into their why and then have them write it down. Have them write it down and send it to you and post it in their house and put it all over the place, because that is how you are going to be able to connect to them when they drop off the face of the planet. And it happens to almost everyone. they're going to drop off for a day or two. And if they're not connected to that why, if all they have in their head is, I want to lose 10 pounds because I want to lose 10 pounds, that doesn't make you feel anything. So you're going to try to help them connect with something that is going to provoke an emotional response. Okay, so the next thing after going over their goals in that call is you're going to go through the Beachbody On Demand. Like, I'll actually pull it up. I'll do a share screen just like this. And I'll say, okay, let's do this together. Because some people are totally intimidated by just even using that. They don't maybe know the technology. Maybe they've never streamed anything before. So in the past, and this is embarrassing to admit, guys, but in the past, I would sign someone up and like I would just assume that they knew what they were doing. I assumed that they knew how to get on here, that they knew how to stream. And then I'd find out a month or two later, oh, you've been doing this for a month or two and you didn't even know how to get on here and use your workouts. Like, that's my bad. So we need to do that with them immediately, because when they sign up, guys, when they sign up initially, that's when they're the most excited. Thank you. That's when they are the most excited, when they sign up. So do not wait until they get their package. I'm going to say that again. Do not freaking wait until they get their challenge pack to start coaching them. If they signed up, that means they are ready. And we all know how quickly that can fade, right? It takes like, I don't know, like a day. It can take a day. The next day, they can be less motivated than the day that they signed up. So you want to set up initially, the second they send you a confirmation screenshot, you want to send them this list of what they need to do. You're getting email from me right now, and I need you to do these other things. Okay? Set up this call with me was what, number 2? Okay. So you're going to walk them through in this little call after discussing their goals, and you're going to say, okay, so based on your goals, this is the program that I recommend you doing. You're going to click on it. Most people I start with a 21-day fix unless you have a reason not to. And I'm just going to leave it at that, and you guys can talk to me about that individually. If the person has a lot of trouble sticking with anything, maybe start them with all the 1-week programs to help build up their confidence. But you're going to show them, okay, look, these are the workout program materials. Let's look at the workout calendar. And then you're going to help them make a meal plan right then and there on the call. And you're going to get fast at it. So you need to be prepared. You need to have this up, this Beachbody On Demand already up on a little tab. You need to have my challenge tracker up so that you can show them, this is our group. This is the pinned post. This is how you comment. This is where you comment. This is what you post. Okay, I know it sounds like a lot of information, but you can tell them, we're going to go over this again, but I want you to know, because some people are ready. And if you wait 7 to 10 days until they get their box, they are not going to be as excited or motivated. So these are the things that they can study and learn about while they're waiting for their Shakio to come. I have them start on Mondays in our challenge, and they can log their water, or they can log something else instead of their shake to get in the habit of logging every day. But they can start their workouts the very next day, and there's no reason for them not to. Does that make sense? Okay, so those are the things that I talked to them about on that initial call. The next thing that we discussed,
While you're finding that, you actually made like a YouTube video that goes over BOD, and I've been using that as well, sending it to people, and they've found that very helpful as well.
Right. So that's actually number 3 on the list. Good job.
Oh, all right.
So normally I'd send them, step 1, here's an email from me. Step 1, check your email because you're getting an email from me. Step 2, we need to find a time to talk. Send me a time that you're available out of these two choices. Step 3, thank you. Step 3, watch this video and explore the Beachbody On Demand app with me. So this is a video of me explaining it. You guys should make your frickin' own. There is no reason for you to use mine when you use Beachbody On Demand every single day. You can copy mine because I copied someone else's. You can copy it, say exactly the same things, but they're not trying to sign up with me. They're trying to sign up with you, right? So this is a way for them to kind of get to know you, your personality, your style, and you make it the same way that we're doing this team call right now. I made it on Zoom. And then when you're done recording, you export the video, the end. But until you do that this weekend, so for the rest of this week, you guys have permission to use my little Beachbody On Demand video. And that way, when they get onto the call with you, they already know a little bit about how to use Beachbody On Demand. So they're getting an exposure through when you tell them about the challenge. They're getting an exposure when you say, okay, you've signed up, great, here's your to-do list. They've gotten the exposure there. And then when you do the call and you're walking them through it, now that's their third exposure, so they're gonna feel really confident getting on there and using it themselves, okay? Step 4, download the following apps. My Challenge Tracker, 21-Day Fix Tracker, if that's what you're planning on having them do. And sometimes I have them download Audible if I know that there's a serious need for personal development. And sometimes I have them download, I don't see you guys writing. I want to see a little more writing. Chop, chop, pens up. Okay, some of you are writing. Some of you aren't writing. And I'm like, what you trying to do with your challenger though? Right?
Jen has a very serious question.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Kelly. You are a fine woman and a nice individual. I would just like to say I'm taking notes and I have my own video. I don't choose yours, Code.
Yeah, that's right, John. That's why he's a diamond, man. Because he took, yeah, Sorry, I didn't understand whose name you said. I thought you said Jen has a question. I'm like,
oh. Well, on another call, can you show us how you did the cool thing with the video? Like you put like words and like pretty, like you made it very nice.
Yeah, that I used iMovie.
Okay.
Yeah, I used iMovie, and I made a picture on Canva, and then I just made it the first screen.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. So what you're going to want to do, let me pull this back up. Okay, so number 4 is all the apps, and you get to decide, guys. You get to decide based on their needs what apps you want them to download. Maybe it is just My Challenge Tracker. For a lot of them, that's all I have them do because I don't want to overwhelm them. But for some people who are like already ready and they're hungry and they like really need help with personal development or meal planning, I'll have them download My Challenge Tracker, the 21-Day Fix Tracker app, Audible, sometimes the podcast app, and a positive affirmations app. So it just depends on the person and what they've told me. I'll have them download all of those. And then number 5 is message me and say, I say this in quotes, I'm ready, add me to My Challenge Tracker app with this email address. And I will do that. Okay, so I'm basically telling them to work their way through this list and then tell me, I have done all of this. Here, it's a call to action. You need to do all of these things and then message me and tell me that you are ready to go. You have a call set up with me. You have downloaded the apps so that I know that when we start the challenge, they have all the tools that they need. Okay? And the other thing too, the reason that I started doing this, guys, is because I was missing pieces. Like I was forgetting who I was giving what information to. And when I was trying to send all of these one at a time. And you can imagine if you're trying to bring in 3 to 5 people, it's like, oh wait, was I on step 2 with them? Was I on step 3? And then you have a conversation about each one. All of these things are very simple tasks, right? That pretty much anybody, every single person I've signed up has been able to follow these 5 steps. And now everything's done. I don't have that feeling of, oh no, I hope I don't forget to tell them fill in the blank. Okay. And then lately I've been adding in a step 6, and this is up to you. Step 6 is get psyched and share the news on social media and tag me or tag family, friends, whoever. Accountability is key, and who knows, you may inspire someone else to make a healthier choice today. Some coaches I know will say like, okay, now you have to, like step 6 would be contact 5 of your friends or family members and tell them that you're doing this challenge. That would be fine too. But some sort of accountability piece, and also that's going to help make it more visible, right? So people know what they're doing. That helps with their success, but it also helps with now there's a tag on your page of someone who's doing a challenge with you, who's excited. So that is everything I wanted to give you on how to onboard a new challenger, other than after your call, have them set up that same day, have them set up a call for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Depending on when they've scheduled the call with you. Basically, you want to have 3 weeks from the date that they ordered, you want to have a second call with them to be able to explain the coach discount and be able to sign them up as a coach with their next order of Shakeology. I have those on my calendar just in case they don't set up another call with me. I'll go through and say, okay, this person ordered on the 1st. I know that by the 20th, 21st, I'm going to want to make sure that I have a time to talk to this person. I've already met with them once, make sure that they're doing well, sticking with their Shakeology. And then at that point, we can talk about, okay, so you've been in our group for a couple weeks now. I've interacted with this person. John is so good at this. John like messages his people on the daily. Guys, if you are bringing on a new challenger and you are not talking to them like daily or every other day, you guys know that they're not going to, that they're not going to stick with it, right? You can't expect, oh no, I haven't talked to this person in a week and a half. Why haven't they reached out to me? No, that's your job. You need to make sure that you are keeping them accountable and keeping that line of communication open and making sure that they're drinking their shakes, because otherwise what has happened many times to me is I assume that they're fine because they're participating. But if I don't directly ask them how things are going with the shakes, and if I'm not checking to make sure that they have points on the board for every day, all of a sudden we get to the end of month 1 and I'm like pumped and you're doing so well and you've participated, and they're like, yeah, the Shakeology didn't really work for me. And I'm like, what do you mean it didn't work? Well, I just didn't really like the taste. Dude, we could have talked about it. We could have made it differently. So now they're starting their month 1 over. They've got a full bag of shakes. And this has happened to me a lot of times because I didn't communicate. I didn't talk to them about it and ask them the question. Now I know better. Now I know that if they're not drinking their Shakeology, it's going to affect their success and therefore their opinion of the program and whether or not they should continue with it. Okay, so you want to have those conversations early on, first weeks, help them find recipes that work for them. It's really important. It's really, really important. So that's kind of, I bring up the coaching opportunity sooner than I used to think that I should. And here's why. When were each one of you the most psyched about Beachbody? When were you the most like on point? When were you the most like the best challenger? For most of us, well, I don't know if I'm really a good example of this, but for most of my new challengers, it is their first 2 weeks. Their first 2 weeks, maybe their first 3 weeks, but mostly it's their first week. They're like, yeah, like I am ready to live healthier. I'm going to go do this challenge. I'm feeling amazing. And they're like psyched out of their minds. And then by week 3, the newness has worn off and now they're tired. And now the excuses come up like it did for all of us. Okay, that's not like a bad thing. That is human nature and it's normal. But you want to ask them when they are psyched, dude, you are crushing this challenge right now. You are doing so well. You are already helping be a leader. Do you want to pay it forward? Do you want to help me in this group? Do you want to ask them, guys, when they're burnt out? Or do you want to ask them when they're psyched? Right? So I used to think like, it's too soon. What if like they don't really... What if like they haven't really gotten that good of results yet? It doesn't matter. You don't have to have incredible results to know that you want to pay it forward and be able to help people. You don't need to know everything about Beachbody. You don't need to have done multiple programs. You just need to know that, hey, if I would love to have my friends and family do this too. I think I could figure out the container system and help them out. I think I want to pay it forward to someone else the way that you paid it forward to me. That's all they need to be okay with. And if they're okay with that, then they're ready to be a coach. Okay? So by saying like they're not ready, like not ready for what, guys? What do we really do? We like post on social media. Most of them already do that as challengers. And we like invite people to do challenges with us and we improve ourselves. So the only thing that they would need to learn how to do if they're rocking at the challenge is learn how to invite other people. And if they're down for it, even as a hobby, don't hold them back. Let them know that the discount is there, that it's available, that it's an opportunity, and it doesn't have to be that big of a deal because not everybody wants to be a career coach. Some people may just want to do it for fun or to keep themselves on track, and that's okay. All right, so that's why I bring up coaching within the first month. Then by month 2, I can sign them up with a $130 conversion challenge pack so they don't have to pay the coach enrollment fee. It's a $130 challenge pack. It would be the same exact price as another bag of Shakeology, maybe a little cheaper. Okay, so that's how I do it. So the only thing that I really didn't talk to you about, and we don't have that much time, is the components of a challenge group. And the components of a challenge group are daily posts that create engagement and recognition. And that's pretty much it. But in order to have engagement on your post, you have to set your challengers up for that. Because if they get into a group and they're going to do what everyone else is doing. So I have started sending an group expectations message to my new challengers. Okay, listen up. When you post, this is the type of post I expect out of you. I expect you to go through and look at 3 people underneath your post and comment on what they're doing. Comment on it. Connect. This is the only way to build relationships. So anyway, the components of the challenge, you need to have a start date. Oh, there was like so much more I want to teach you guys. We're going to have to save it for next Monday, okay? And next Monday, we are going to be talking about like basically staying close to the fire and how important it is for you to be involved with creating the challenge. Because as I've told a couple other people on this call, if you're not involved in creating the challenge, it is like inviting people to a party at your neighbor's house just ever. Like, hey, just wanted to let you know, like, my neighbor has parties sometimes. So if you like ever want to do that, like, I like them. Is the person going to be like, yeah, tell me where that party's at. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on time and I'm bringing eggs. No, they're not. They're not going to show up, man. They're just going to like be like, okay, cool. Like if I ever think about that, I'll get back to you. And that's what you're doing by saying like, hey, we're kind of leading a challenge that I don't really care that much about because I had nothing to do with planning it. It's mostly my friend running it. And like, you should come but ever just sometime if you want. Like nobody would do that. But if you plan a party that you're psyched about, like Kirsty's awesome Halloween party, you know she spent forever planning, like, you're invited, and what are you dressing up as, and what are you dressing up as, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have, like, this game that we can play, and I'm going to, like, spend time to make a cauldron with, like, awesome drinks that actually foam. Like, you get psyched about your ideas and what you're interested in. So if you are not participating in the creation of our challenge / party, of course you're not psyched and nobody's going to want to come because that's weird. Go to somebody else's party that you're not even psyched about. You don't even seem like you want to go, right? And why the hell would they go to a party that you're not even going to? If you're not showing up and you're not actually participating in the challenge every single day, why would somebody else come to a party? You invite them and you don't even go? Come on, bro. Okay, less than a minute. I got excited there. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Comment in the Fit Crew Coaches group and let me know if you have any questions. Love you. Hearts. Bye. Bye.